Alright guys, I got another video from our series, Is Bigfoot Dangerous? This one, the name is Antoinette Coulet, I believe is how you pronounce it. Age was 17. Location is Naves, France. Suspect is a Bigfoot. We're going to look at these. He was 17-year-old Antoinette Coulet was herding animals near the village of Naves, France, when he inexplicably vanished. No sign was found of the missing woman until later that year. It's a female, I'm mistaken. When a group of lumberjacks claimed to have heard the voice of Coulet calling out to them from beyond a boulder blocking the entrance to the cave, and explaining that she had been kidnapped by an ugly, hairy monster with superhuman strength, which regularly brought her baskets of bread and fruit. There's the gifting. That very same night, the creature is said to have wandered into a nearby village and was shot. It was described as looking like a rather human-like bear. The late 19th century also brought with it several other stories of abductions carried out by hairy humanoids. One such account was from a lumberjack named Bourne, who claimed to have been kidnapped by a tall, hairy humanoid around 8 foot in height, long brown hair, as he had been on his way to meet his fiancée in the district of, and I believe it's Isère, Isere, in France. Bourne claimed that the creature had slung him over its shoulders and brought him to the cave, populated by similar beasts. That sounds like the Ostman story, remember it? All of which chattered, there's another Ostman, with each other in some strange language. Bourne claimed that it had been held captive in the cave for about an hour before he was able to distract the creatures to escape. These are way two separate places, guys. Same things. Abductions. Same scenarios. One such bizarre kidnapping was a 17-year-old woman named Serafine Long, who in 1871 was reportedly forcefully abducted by a large male Bigfoot while hiking at Morris Mountain, British Columbia, Canada. According to the victim, she was held captive by the Bigfoot and its family for around a year, during which time she claims to have been raped by the large male before the abductor suddenly dumped her back to the place from which he had disappeared. Not long after this, it was claimed that she gave birth to a deformed baby. 19-year-old woman named Oksana was apparently kidnapped by a hairy wild man after she had become lost in the wilderness. As she stopped to pick some raspberries to eat, the young woman claimed that she had heard a chuffing noise and looked to see a strange creature that looked like an orangutan human. The girl apparently screamed and passed out, after which she came to a cave with sounds of stream nearby, water nearby. And she was inside of a cave, and rays of light piercing down through the darkness from above. The strange ape-like creature was sitting next to her with its teeth bared in a mockery of a smile. It then reportedly set upon her to rip her clothes off, which she lost consciousness. Once again, there's the removal of the clothes. When Oksana awoke again, she realized that she was imprisoned, and that she had become the wife of the creature. Whenever it left the cave, it would roll an immense heavy boulder across the entrance of the cave to prevent her from escape, and which typically returned with berries, raw meat for her to eat. The creature apparently showed its interest in the girl's CD player and would listen to songs on it through the headphones. He apparently became very upset when the device ran out of batteries, and threw quite the tantrum. The creature, which Oksana had named Tang, then went out for a while and came back with a fresh pack of batteries, which she surmised he had stolen from some store. That's pretty neat that they have that. That shows a high intelligence that he was able to go get batteries. This gave hope to Oksana that perhaps the cave was not so far from civilization, giving her hope that the future escape would be possible. As the seasons changed and the weather grew colder, Tang would bring her warm clothing from unknown source. Intriguingly, this would later be backed up by the report of a tractor driver who bizarrely claimed to have had his clothes stolen by a wild man. When Oksana made a fire in the cave, Tang was proportionately fascinated by the flames and somewhat frightened at the same time, as if he had never seen such a thing before, although he would eventually overcome his fear and sit next to the fire. When Oksana caught a cold, Tang delightfully went out into the wilderness and brought back what seemed to be medicinal roots and plants. One day in the spring, Tang left the cave on an errand, and this time he did not close the boulder across. Oksana was able to squeeze her way through the opening, make it outside, where she was then made her daring escape. When she made her way back to civilization, she realized that she had been held captive for about a year. Mentally unbalanced by her whole ordeal, unable to fully adjust to normal life, she was admitted to a mental hospital where she relayed her amazing story to her doctor. That's crazy. When no one would believe her, Oksana allegedly fell into a deep depression and then began telling people that the creature knew where she was and would come back for her. One day, the girl apparently just suddenly disappeared from her room, and other patients would reportedly claim that a large hairy beast had come to get her during the night and had whisked her out of the window. What do you guys think about that one? Do you think that he actually came and saved her, knew where she was at? We know they mess around windows. We know they mess around doors. So if he knew where she was at, I think there's a good chance that he probably did. And I don't know, she might have been better off. I don't know, to go into a depression that deep and to have to be hospitalized and everything. Sounds like she didn't have a quality of life. It's really sad. The cat can hear Hunter walking. She wants to get out and play. But I just think that it's sad that happened. Make sure you guard your kids, guys. They will take your kids, and you may never see them again. And who knows what they have to go through while they're in the care of these creatures. Pretty sad. I appreciate you all watching, though. Keep your head on a swivel, guys. Don't be something's dinner this year. Be sure to come back for our next one in the series. And until next time, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. Hit that like button. It matters a whole lot. It helps the algorithm and puts us out there. I appreciate, again, each and every one of you. Thank you so much.